Hello fellow makeup lovers, how are you guys doing today? I am super excited for this video because we have finally made it into September and I am just feeling all of the fall vibes. I already took out all of our Halloween stuff and decorated the house, and I'm just ready for the leaves to change color and the air to get cooler and to have everything pumpkin. So I thought it would be the perfect time to go through my collection and pull out all of my eyeshadow palettes that are giving me the fall vibes, the color stories, the themes, the packaging that are just right on par with how I'm feeling right now. So some of these palettes are limited edition and no longer available, unfortunately. Some of them are still available. So I was hoping that whether you're here to find some inspiration to shop your stash, or if you are wanting to just, shop in general, there's a little bit of something for everyone. So let's go ahead and jump on in. So let's start off with what I have on my eyes today. This is the Bard palette from Fantasy Cosmetica. And I feel like on first look, you might not see this and think fall, but I feel like it really is the perfect fall palette. I feel like between the four mattes here, you've got a yellow, an orange, a green, and like this beautiful plum. I especially feel like Mythic and Wanderer are just the perfect fall metallics. I'll swatch them for you because they are stunning. Like, look at those shadows. So next I have to mention the Shroud Cosmetics and Batty Bean collaborations because these are both like Halloween inspired palettes. They are so cute. And honestly, I feel like you could look at these and see fall in two completely different ways. They both just capture it perfectly. So personally, It's Freakin' Bats is my favorite because I love the purple and the green and the grunginess, and I just think that this palette is so cute. I feel like it's really hard to choose a favorite, but I think it would probably be between Trappa and Dairy. So let's swatch those out. Since these palettes have come out, I feel like Shroud has improved their shimmer formula. They're a little bit more intense now, but their mattes have always been amazing. Like, look how cute. And then we have the Hollow Bean palette, which I feel like is more classic Halloween colors. You've got some orange, some green. I will say I have only swatched this palette. I haven't used it on my eyes because when I received it in PR last year, it was right when I was moving into my home and everything was so hectic. It kind of just got put away and I forgot about it for a little bit. But I'm happy to pull it back out and definitely want to get more use out of it this year. Next, we have a palette that is no longer available, but I just couldn't not mention it. This is the Red Dragon palette from Odin's Eye and Judy. And I just feel like this is, I don't know, it's like a subtle fall neutral palette. You've got some green, some red. I feel like this is the perfect soft take on fall. It's so pretty. Like I said, unfortunately no longer available, but it is gorgeous. So I think I'm gonna swatch this shade right here called Solar Flare because I just love these kind of green tones. And then let's do Overheat as well, which is a really pretty kind of warm champagne-y shade. Like, look how cute. And then I feel like because I mentioned an Odin's Eye palette that isn't available, I thought I would also mention one that is, that to me reminds me of fall. So this is the Stone and Rock palette from Odin's Eye. It is a very heavily green palette, but I love greens during this time of year. So let's go ahead and swatch the shade Madness because we've got another just stunning grungy green matte. And then let's do Passion. I feel like that swatch looks kind of funny, but I think it's because I've been swatching a lot today, so my skin is kind of not doing the greatest at this point. Next, another like set of palettes that I felt like I had to mention is going to be the Melt Cosmetics Gemini and Gemini 2. I mean, Gemini, the original, is classic fall vibes, like just the green, the orangey browns. Like, this is probably one of the most iconic fall palettes. And then Gemini 2 kind of goes along with the color story, just bringing in a little bit more of like rusty red and pinky tones. And I just feel like it is stunning. I know last year I said I wasn't going to purchase these, but then they were such a good sale that I did. I did, and I actually have not played with them that much together, so I'm excited to pull them back out and put them into some more use. It's funny because all of the palettes I have coming up next are literally my favorite palette from each of these brands. So I have the Ace Beauté Tropical Vibes palette, and this is my favorite Ace Beauté palette. They actually have a lot of different ones that I think would be stunning for fall, but I just felt like this one was above all else my favorite, just because, again, all of these green grungy tones. You do have like a little bit of warmth in here as well. Like this shade right here, National Park, is the prettiest gold, like a slight green undertone to it, but it is stunning. And then let's do Jungle, because you guys know I just can't help myself. Like, how many of these shades am I gonna swatch? Am I gonna swatch anything other than greens? I don't know, but like it's just too good. Like, come on, look at that. So next from Blend Bunny Cosmetics, I have the All Done Up palette, which I love this palette, and I feel like it gives me like a subtle fall vibe, especially the mattes that are in this palette. I just feel like these tones right here are just perfect for fall. And you've got some gold, some green, some like warm tones, some mustardy shades. I just think that this one is so cute, even though it might not be like the first palette that I think of when it comes to fall tones. I do feel like Blend Bunny could absolutely kill like a full palette that's just everything fall vibes, like just like really strong on the orange and greens. I think that they would do an amazing job at that. Like, I just have a whole vision come into my mind. But for now, this is my favorite fall palette from Blend Bunny. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do this shade Shapely because it's a really pretty, just super deep green. And then let's do Unexpected, which is actually very expected from me because it's a mustard yellow. So pretty. Okay, next we have the Adept Cosmetics Heather Austin palette, which I think is just so stunning for fall. You guys can tell mine is very much loved, and like we can just start off by swatching Mythology right here because this is one of the most beautiful like grungy yellows ever. And then let's do Video Chat as well because it's like this orangey green golden multi-chrome, just stunning. Although, oh my god. Okay, let's also do PA02 because like this purple also gives me the fall vibes. And I know that this is, I just hit myself in the face. I know this is unfortunately no longer available and it was limited edition, but I just feel like this is one that if you've got it in your stash and you've kind of forgotten about it over summer, you should 100% pull it back out. Like, look at those swatches, the tones. I feel very passionately about this because it was, I'm pretty sure, like if I had to choose just one, my favorite fall palette of last year. I reached for it so much, and just for like everyday simple looks too. Heather did such an amazing job on this. And I also felt like I just had to mention it in combination with the Sumerian Sunset palette from Adept, which just came out. And I know this is kind of more of a shop my stash, like go through things I already had, but these two palettes together are so beautiful. This did sell out, but Adept has it available now for pre-order. So I'll show you what it looks like by itself in case you're curious. I do have a full video already live on that. I'm obsessed. That's all I have to say about it, really. Like, come on. So those are all of the palettes that I'm pulling back out for fall. I hope that y'all enjoyed the video. I would love to hear which palettes you're pulling back out, so feel free to have a conversation with me down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.